learners. Welcome to part three of event management as a career option. In this session, we will talk about uh, how evolved careers in event management, especially in the specialized role plays, come into effect. In the last two editions, we spoke about what is event management. We spoke about what are the different types of role plays under general event management. We also spoke about how event management is different from other forms of communication. So, here today, we will talk about the aspects of event management in the specialized roles. So, let's jump into our presentation and learn and understand what are the different special role plays within the spectrum of event management. Specialized careers in event management. So today's business is all about intellectual properties. More and more agencies are investing in their own IPs or intellectual properties. So what are intellectual properties? Intellectual properties are ideas or thoughts that an agency creates as their own branded content. It could be a form of concert, which is catering to a type of music which is being liked by a community of music lovers. For example, EDM, or for that matter, Bollywood music. So these kind of genres of music have a huge fan following. To address this fan following, many agencies today are creating their own IPs, which again are getting a huge amount of fan following from the EDM or Bollywood music community. And this becomes a tangible market for brands that want to talk to youth or to youngsters and connect with them and sell or market their products, thereby creating a symbiotic synergy between brand, consumer, and agency which is delivering the IP. So a lot of promoters are today doing a lot of IPs, especially in the concert arena. There are more than about 16 to 17 large IPs in India alone. Of course, world over, Tomorrowland is one of the largest music IPs that one can see and hear about. So in India, we have the Bollywood Music Project, we have the Mahindra's Blues, which is a jazz-based concert. We have the Enchanted Valley Project, which is again a contemporary music concert. We also have All About Music, which is a B2B industry platform which talks about music and its percolation within the industry. So whether it is about recording, whether it's about protection of copyrights, whether it's about singers' rights, whether it's about the promoters' rights. Uh, so different IPs in the music and concert business are generating interest within communities and helping agencies build a large base of consumers, which could be repeat buyers year on year who throng to these festivals, who attend these events and become a part of it. So let's look at a quick video on what are the different types of IPs. I have a particular one which I wanted to play for you. In its third year now, Bollywood Music Project is one of the large music festivals dedicated to Bollywood music in India. With multiple stages, multiple artists, spread over 2 days, this festival brings in the best of Bollywood talent on one platform for the audiences to come together. It has featured some of the biggest names in the Bollywood music industry, including Sunidhi Chauhan, Vishal Bharadwaj, Arijit Singh, Amit Trivedi, Shalmali Golkare, and many others. This event had more than 25,000 people attending the event on every single day and was held in Mumbai and also in Delhi. So here is a classic example of a IP in a concert. A lot of other careers in the event industry is related to content. So one of the leading content requirements is of a script writer. Many agencies today look for someone who can actually put prose into perspective and put it down on paper. Whether it be an award show where you have leading celebrities talking and cracking jokes, requires a good comedy writer or a good content writer to deliver those kind of scripts. Agencies are constantly looking for set designers and creative visualizers who could actually put an idea which is thought in the head into a physical perspective, and that could be demonstrated to a client. Stylists for venues, especially for weddings and the social celebration market, is a big need today. So someone who can actually envisage a venue, plan the decor, take the theme or the idea or the color palette forward, and actually predict trends and create a style statement are today the need of the hour. Like in fashion, where trends are emerging every season, the business of events, especially in the styling category and especially in the social celebration category, requires certain trends to come into foray every single season. So every discerning customer who's looking at a custom wedding or a wedding management solution is looking for a stylist or a decor designer to come up with innovative solutions which are different from the last wedding they attended. And therefore, the need for constant evolution in this market is a big demand. And therefore, the need for stylists, especially for venues, the outdoor as well as indoor venues, is a necessity. Video packaging and live visual design. A lot of content today that is going out in the market requires video support. Gone are the days when there would be a static backdrop behind a stage where performers would come and do their show and there would be generic branding. Today it's all about interactive content. Today it's all about theming every single element, every single second, every single minute within an event. And therefore video becomes a very interactive and consuming medium for event managers. So having a live visual designer who could actually envisage how the backdrop would transform for every single act, for every single presentation, and how the video content could integrate with the theme and the decor to make the event more vibrant and interactive is again a necessity. Video specialists work on specialist platforms like Adobe Premiere and 3D Max, Photoshop, and other such software to develop content which could then be broadcast on an LED wall or on a audiovisual medium. So here is a classic example of what a video packager does. So like if there is a mapping to be done on a building, or a room to be converted into a fabulous multi-changing design. This is all developed in pre-production by a video developer, a visual designer who creates the scene. So here you see a room being transformed all by means of a video projection. A building having a projection mapping where graphics can be displayed on a flat surface. So along with audio, video becomes an integral part of a presentation to make a simple venue look dramatic. A lot of companies are today emerging in the technology market which offer video presentation software. Some of them being companies like Dataton, which has invented a software called Watch Out, which is being largely used by Indian event management companies to produce video content, especially for projection mapping. A DJ and a VJ again take this content which is produced in a studio with video packaging and live visual design, and then use it for an event to project it onto an LED surface or onto a building surface using projectors. Music again is an integral part of events, and having a DJ on board who would actually prepare or create content which would help you customize entries on stage, which will help you customize um, signature tunes which could be played during a presentation on stage, become an integral part of how events are done. So knowledge of music or knowledge of video editing or knowledge of video packaging or interest in these two areas could also lead to a possible career which could be a great asset to an event agency as an external source. Music and sound design is for events is very different from conventional music and sound design that is done for commercial use. So while we are accustomed to listening to music on our earphones, using an AirPod or an iPod or our phones today, with various musical apps that are available, and in the traditional case using CDs or audio cassettes to listen to music, today's genre of music design for events is multidimensional. Uh, we must understand that when we are on a live event, music is not played from a single source or a single speaker or dual speakers, but from multiple speakers. The audio design of a venue again plays a very integral role in how we enjoy the experience. So, having sound coming to you from different parts of the venue and it impacting you orally is an integrated part of sound design. So, learning sound design and actually delivering sound design as a part of the event experience is again a great career to get into. There are numerous institutes that teach sound design both in India and overseas, which enable designers to actually design sound for a live event. So, how does a conventional playback singer who has been singing your favorite songs sound in a live venue depends on a music and sound designer who could actually create content or design the system technically to deliver a better experience than what you would have probably heard on your earphones. Art direction and fabrication. Every design that is made in the studio or designed in the agency is then delivered in the form of a physical set. So, the role of an art director is to actually understand the concept, the layout, and the visual presentation done by the agency and convert it into a physical delivery of a set. A set could comprise of stage, multiple props, elements of decor. It could comprise of elements within the venue. It could comprise of gates. It could comprise of access. It could comprise of experience centers within the venue, which will enable customers or viewers or visitors to the show enjoy the experience of how an event can be delivered. So a lot of visual design which gets implemented on ground is done by an art director and a fabricator. So knowledge of carpentry, knowledge of material, knowledge of resources that are used in a temporary basis to deliver a concept or a storyboard is what an art director does. So his job is to take a design and convert it into a physical world. So unlike constructing a building which an architect or a contractor does, an art director works in a similar fashion to build a temporary structure where the exteriors give you the solid and aesthetic appeal, whereas the back end of it is more of a brick and mortar temporary structure. Thereby, it is sturdy, it is solid, it looks good for the night. Um, it gives you the deliverable experience that a customer is looking for, and it can be dismantled easily and taken down the next day and sent back to the warehouse. So this is how an art director actually delivers an experience. And this again is a specialized career in event management. A lot of venues today require an efficient manager or an efficient resource that could not only just sell their venues, but also enable the venue to understand the needs of their customers and especially event agencies and deliver a cutting edge experience. Given that there are multiple venue options for event companies and clients to invest in for their events, there is a huge amount of competition between venues today for quality services, whether it be parking, whether it be logistics, whether it be access to the venue for visitors, whether it be access to the venue for contractors, technicians, artists, the event manager to lay down his setup and his material becomes a mandatory thing for choices that event managers or clients make when they choose a venue for their event. So having a venue that is efficient in terms of service, that has been worked around and planned by an event company or an event manager or a consultant who comes with an event background, who would be able to deliver solutions to the venue which are event friendly, become a mandatory need. So a lot of venues today are looking at event managers coming on board as venue managers to help them administer and deliver needs to a potential customer, which could be an event agency or a direct client who comes in for a solution saying, I want to do an event. How do I do it at your venue? What kind of facilities will you offer me? How will you make it conducive for me to do my event without any hassles? So here is a classic example of a venue in Abu Dhabi in UAE, where ADNEC, which is a government body which runs the Abu Dhabi National Exhibition Center, is one of the largest convention centers in the UAE, where they deliver cutting edge venue facilities. So the venue boasts of its own LED infrastructure. The venue boasts of its own platform infrastructure. The venue boasts of, special rigging points where you could hang your trusses, you hang your lighting, you can hang your sound, you can hang your AV, thereby making uh, flexibility a keyword for event companies to design anything that they want to do in that venue. The multi-purpose venue can host exhibitions, can host events, can host fashion shows, can host weddings, can host large conferences and conventions, can host gala nights. And this allows the venue to conjure up much more business than any other facility would offer. Again, a venue management in AgNet is run by an event company, which actually works together with the venue manager to deliver solutions to event companies that go there for business. Take a look at this video, which illustrates how AgNet is a multi-purpose venue and how the event company associated with them have been able to deliver cutting edge work for its customers and for other event companies who come and work there and make a facilitation the need of the hour a deliverable solution as far as the venue is concerned. So from exhibitions to LED wall displays to staging to power supply to custom solution planning for companies that come there for work to facilitating logistics for exhibitions to bring in their material into the venue to setting up a banquet or a gala dinner to laying out flooring to assisting with tech, AV, and other solutions, to furniture and rental, and providing staffing to deliver solutions. AdNet goes a long way in delivering solutions to its customers who come in there for their events. here we saw a classic example of how a venue becomes a facilitator to allow and enable clients and event companies to actually use their premise and deliver a cutting edge event. We now move on to what are the other specialized careers in event management. And wedding planning is one area of work which has been on the radar for many aspiring event managers and aspiring students who want to enter the event industry. On the outside, wedding planning looks a very glamorous and very uh, fun thing to do, which it is, of course, but it also requires a lot of uh, mental strength, a lot of reasoning within oneself. And unlike corporate events, weddings is more about putting emotions into play. So, a good wedding manager is someone who can actually take that special moment of a couple, use that emotion effectively to convey a story, and celebrate their joy with the loved ones that the couple is inviting for their big day. So taking a thought, taking a emotion, taking a feeling of a family, of a couple, of their loved ones together, and binding all of that to form a story which would be conveyed in many ways to many people who attend the event, and also become a memory which the couple would cherish for a lifetime, is what wedding planning is all about. So when we plan weddings, or when we plan social celebrations, it's not so much about selling an idea or selling a thought to a potential audience that is attending. It is about conveying emotions. It is about conveying the feeling of joy, the feeling of celebration. And that emotion is what wedding planning is all about. So when two famous celebrities, Anushka Sharma and Virat Kohli, got together to get married, Shadi Squad created a beautiful close knit ceremony, which was attended by a few of the family, but it was created in such a way that it brought about the emotion and the feeling behind the whole wedding. So here's a little video that I wanted to share with you about the whole wedding. This is, of course, produced by the Wedding Filmer, which is one of the leading wedding photography and filmmaking companies that provides specialized services only for social celebrations. And this, of course, was produced for Shadi Squad, which was the event company which managed the wedding in Italy. My wife. Can I say this again? My wife. I feel like I was a child till morning and now I've grown up and my wife. So weddings are about emotions, weddings are about feelings, and there's no better way to bring those feelings alive for a couple than planning that perfect occasion, putting those thoughts together and converting those emotions into a real uh, spectacle. And that's what most wedding planners thrive by and live by. And that's how wedding management is a different science altogether within the scope of event industry, and needs to be understood not only just from decor and design and glamour perspective, but also from the logistics of making sure that every guest feels on top of the world, every guest feels special when he's attending the event. The management of how the guest feels comfortable is left to the team that is executing the wedding event, rather than left to the client who wants to enjoy this moment and celebrate that special feeling with his family. So taking the hassle out of organizing, taking the hassle out of entertaining the guests, taking the hassle out of, um, you know, ensuring that everybody is happy on that occasion is what a wedding planner does beyond the transformation of converting an emotion, a thought into an actual physical dreamland world for the couple. So much thought needs to go into a wedding planner's business. And of course, it is a specialized career in the business of event management. Also today, what is very prominent in the business is the business of wedding service aggregation. Uh, Aggregation, if I had to explain to you what an Ola or an Uber does today, is aggregation. There are multiple taxi drivers who are driving their own specialized vehicles and servicing people, but using a centralized service which helps them get more business is what an aggregator technically does. Wedding service aggregators today, like Wedding Sutra and Shadi.com, are agencies which not only provide matrimonial services, but also help couples today to connect with wedding planners, connect with decor, connect with F&B services, and thus help them build a community whereby potential customers who want to get married could actually have the ease and access of reaching out to the right vendors, to the right people, and get their services done. Now, what the enablement, which is done by the aggregator, is that it does the QC check or the quality check to provide the right kind of people for the right kind of budget, for the right kind of resources, for the right kind of market. So if you need a supplier in Jaipur who would do pink flowers in a summer, then the aggregator would tell you how he could do it or how he could not do it and how expensive it would be. This also allows for the flexibility for the couples or people who want to get married and have never gone through the process to actually work with the right people in their within their own budget. So this kind of service makes a lot of relevant sense today in the business, where aggregators within local communities become resource pools for couples and people who want to execute social events, especially in the smaller markets. As we spoke in our previous episodes also, is that it's important to understand that local needs or local markets need not necessarily become uh, resources that are imported from other markets or other urban cities. So in a smaller city or in a smaller market, there would be existing resources, there would be existing vendors who could provide services. How you as an event manager could upgrade them, how you could aggregate them, how you could cultivate a culture and build a community of vendor partners who could then collectively work on a under professional guidance from you to build an entire enterprise solution for couples within your own city or your own town or your own villages to actually execute a professional event within the scope and budget that locals would have to spend on their weddings. This would also empower a lot of the local community and build up a local ecosystem and build up a better local economy. So this must be thought about you as a budding event manager, where how you could in your own markets create resources to allow a thriving economy to be built basis your understanding of the business, basis your understanding of trends that are happening world over, and incorporating them and localizing them into your own markets using local resources and thus building a local enterprise. So let's look at one of the videos for a wedding service aggregator. Uh, Studio Nilab is one of the largest wedding decor companies that is in existence today. Studio Nilab operates out of India in Mumbai and also in Dubai. And they have been associated with some of the most phenomenal uh, and most beautiful looking designs and executions done for social events. So here is one of them which they did in Rajasthan. So you can see decor elements, you can see design elements, you can see how different material has been used to create different kinds of theme, how acts and entertainment have been integrated into the presentation, and how a simple ceremony has been converted into a great dance or a celebration. So with this, we come to the end of this session, and I hope you had a great time learning. And I look forward to seeing you in the next session, which will be part 4 of this series. Have a nice day. See you soon.